From where last we left, the champions of Nirn. We had an exciting episode indeed. Our band of adventurers ventured to the nearby goblin camp after a tip-off from the local huntmaster, Logan. The party vanquished the goblin occupants with little issue, scattering them to the wind, and securing chickens held hostage by the foul greenskins. A portion of the party pursued the fleeing goblins, but were unable to finish their quarry due to volatile wildlife and forest fire that made its presence known. The party exchanged the chickens for their reward from the head farmer, Eric, within the town of Refugees Rest, with a less than positive interaction. It was then that Waldwin entered into the home of the infamous Miss Grimwald, aka the Log Lady, conducting an investigation into the origin of her pet rat's demise. Finding a sizable hole within the basement of her home, Waldwin got the group's attention, and an investigation is underway. And as such, that is where we find our party members now, in a bit of a party split, as it were. Let me transition to the beautiful visual of Refugees Rest.
Log Lady.
If memory serves, it is Master, Mandion, Gelden, and Waldwin who are currently down within the cavern, checking out the subterranean depths, of which you've made quite the discovery. And above ground, there is Master Bone-Breaker and Master Binbag, as well as Syphax, if I'm not mistaken, there also, up at the surface of this hole. And the only thing really separating our two party members at the, our two groups of party members at this time, is a 25-foot drop beneath the earth, underneath the foundation of Miss Grimwald's basement. And that is just about the situation as it is now, gentlemen. I would say Skeezewell's and Mandion's, Mandion and Waldwin's, your situation is a bit more pressing and dire, so we'll start with you. You have the large stone face of a man not too far away at all, who is rather animated, and every now and then goes on about a contest of strength and etc. It's quite the imposing stone figure. And to your left, over yonder, rather close in the shadows, just out of sight, you can hear the scratching and clawing of these strange, small, dragon folk creatures.
I think last time Mandion and I said that we wanted to go investigate where the creatures came from, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to go around the other side.
Okay, very good. You gentlemen, it should be said right now, Waldwin, you're about 20 feet away from kind of the threshold that leads out of this hallway and banks leftward, somewhere into the darkness you've yet to explore. And Mandion, you're hugging the left side of the hallway you guys are currently in, so you're closer to this entryway on the left side than he is, about 15 feet away.
Still have my torch.
Okay.
Yes, yep. The torch is still quite brightly lit and illuminated. It's only been, I believe, a few minutes or so, so this torch still has a quite considerable way to go.
Well, I would definitely like to, actually, yeah, Waldwin. I think I would like to take the lead on going down the left-hand side to see where these creatures may lead us.
Sure.
Excellent. And I will take the lead down the left-hand path.
Okay.
Follow
Excellent.
Mandion.
Okay. You push forth. Let's see, and with Waldwin close behind, providing torchlight over your shoulder, just about. Is that what I'm to assume we're doing for our formation here? Close knit. And, okay.
Sounds about right to me.
All right. Very good. Excellent. Let's see, Mandion and Waldwin, you guys have about the same dark vision rating, and see about the same things. Is there anything you're looking for in particular? And is there anything about, are you on the lookout for anything in, of note or, whatever? Or are we skulking or, what's going on?
I'm taking it slow. I'm looking for any movement or anything man-made.
Okay, I'll have a perception check, please, out of you. There's most certainly things you can make out immediately. Ooh, damn, ooh. There's
Nice.
just about all of the contents of this scene before you are apparent in all of their, I don't know, whatever, glory. There is 25 feet ahead of you, pretty much at the, extent of the radius of what the torchlight is being cast and shed. The mouthway here, to this next passageway narrows and then opens up again, rather quickly. It looks to you like a small room is dead ahead of you, and then another wall. It looks like wall that carries on to the right and left. And to your left, it looks like, you can see all the wall to your left, so you can see a little contained corner space, about 30 feet or so in dimensions, and then it banks right. And then it seems like this passageway continues rightward.
Kind of zigzags?
Yes, yeah, in a strange way.
Okay.
In addition to this, you make out what looks to be wooden palisades of some kind, definite man or creature-made fortifications, sharpened logs, and, obstacles and barricades, that sort of thing. You look up over yonder and can see about 20 feet up along the cavern wall, to the left-hand side in the corner, that I mentioned previously, that was rather unremarkable. You can see what looks to be a gangplank of some kind, some type of little horizontal board or plank that's just kind of resting up upon, that's been banged into the side of the cavern wall, perhaps an old mining, like a platform of some kind or something to that effect. It's difficult to make out. And rather closely, as you're about to take a step to get closer to take a look at what's going on up there, about 10 feet ahead of you, you can see small metal teeth of traps up ahead, buried in some, slightly obscured in some of the light soil and dust of the cavern floor. Looks like a trap to you.
Damn. How that was on the... How far away was that from me?
That was close. That's only 10 feet away. You can see what looks like to be, the small metallic triangles of perhaps the teeth of a bear trap.
Okay.
Submerged in the dirt.
Okay.
Not too far away. That's for sure.
Well, excellent. I'm glad I noticed that. I can disarm that with my thieves' tools, correct?
You can certainly try. Yes, yeah. You may certainly
I would
try.
definitely like to approach carefully and give that a try.
Okay, Waldwin, is there anything you're up to other than providing some light for your friend as you see him reaching down toward the filth and about to
I just want to
interact?
kind of keep an eye out for those creatures that I saw before, and try to see more of what's around us.
Okay, very good. I'll have you make a perception check, Waldwin. Then, as Master Mandion is doing his thing. Oh, hey, not too bad, not too bad. You're pretty much at the extent of what you can make out visually, so you close your eyes and listen. And from your keen animalistic senses, you can hear the bickering and squabbling of creatures down past the wooden palisades that are obstructing your pathway, and probably, 50, 60 feet in the darkness, there's quite a few different sets of voices murmuring back and forth. Nothing too interesting or noteworthy, just, the hastened and hushed, voices of conspiring creatures.
Okay.
Master Mandion Gelden, you can make a check with your thieves' tools, bud, to see how you do with that. I think it'll ask you for something. You can do a dexterity.
I will.
With your thieves' tools.
Oh.
How'd you do?
24.
Oh damn! Well, I'm sure. I imagine that does it. But
so.
just for the sake of making sure. Damn! It doesn't really say it doesn't say that you can trigger this with your thieves' tools. I allowed you to do it anyway, so that's my bad. But I mean,
okay.
I don't see why not. It would basically be like triggering it, in any other fashion way. There's
throw
no
my thieves' tools at it.
yeah, right. There's, it's very hard to dislodge a camouflaged bear trap, right? That you have not set with thieves'
I suppose
tools.
it makes sense.
But with this, you're able to just to get it just right and spring it. I would say.
Cool.
And the
All right.
trap is disabled and dealt with. As
Excellent.
you're down here, though, you glance out of your left periphery and you notice another set of teeth. The first one is closed and shut, and now this other, you can see what looks to be just another one is sitting right next to that other one in that same spot.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I tell Waldwin to stay back, and I attempt to trigger the next trap.
Okay, very good. You may make a same roll again as you guys can hear behind you. By Shinji, I'm so bored. What I wouldn't give for a true test of strength. the stone face, continues on and on. Ooh, a 12. This is not as good. I need you to make a dexterity save as this hunting trap is coming closed upon you.
Shit.
You fish around in a similar way that you did before, but you get extremely unlucky this time and find yourself way closer to the pressure plate than you previously surmised. And it comes swing-a-ding and shut. Ooh, not very good at all. Yikes. It walks right around your wrist of your arm, of your right arm, and you suffer 1d4 piercing damage. Ooh, damn, you only suffer 1 thanks to your armor.
Nice.
Or perhaps none, yeah. Just like that. You can feel your shield membrane of your suit giving way as this rather forceful puncturing trap seizes up upon you. And you can hear a voice from off over in the darkness. Who defiles my land? Says the voice from the darkness. Mandion and Waldwin, you guys both understand it is the common tongue. And it is from the same direction, Waldwin, that you heard skittering and noises prior.
Behind the palisades?
Yes, yep, beyond the palisades, somewhere in the darkness.
Okay. So I'm in you said like a 30-foot square room, right?
Yes, yep, pretty much.
Okay.
It's kind of like oddly triangular,
Okay.
But you can see the entire dimensions of it to your left-hand side, and there's nothing other than that gangplank way up there, of note.
Okay.
So, you determine the voice must be coming from, somewhere in the darkness, yet unexplored, from that rightward direction. And you are currently also you still have that trap on you. You can make it a strength save to rip that off. Waldwin, is there anything you're up to during this interval? As you can see your friend, that's the sound of a failed trap. Ooh, just what you needed to pry that trap off you. No problem.
Can I
man.
examine the trap, see what type of trap it is? Just a regular bear trap?
Looks like a regular bear trap to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Feels like one.
I'm gonna hand off both of them to Waldwin.
Okay. All right.
I'll put those in my bag, and I'd like to offer the torch to Mandion.
Okay. You can add
What is
one of those.
Torch.
Yep. He'll pass the torch off to you if you accept it.
I'll take it.
Okay. And Waldwin, you can add one hunting trap to your inventory because the other one that Mandion pried off his arm is rather damaged at this time.
Okay. Would also like to transform into Webwin.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You watch as Waldwin passes off the torch to you and you accept it, Mandion. And as you're about to direct your attention back over toward where this voice came from, the form of Waldwin begins to twist and crack in this horrible ways, almost as if he's having a seizure. And you're quite concerned for a moment before the similar form that this almost like opaque, like swirling fabric and magical energy that comes over him when he transforms into a bear is taking a similar form here now after this disturbing cracking display, and his limbs become more rigid, and another pair of limbs extrude out from the sides of his stomach, and Waldwin takes the form of Webwin, assuming his spider form.
Damn.
I will go ahead and bust that down for you, Master Waldwin, in our simulated pre-combat environment. How long does that take? Not very long, right? It's a bonus action for you to transform. Yeah, so pretty much, a few seconds. This transformation lasts, and there is a large caliber spider. Mandion Gelden before you with the mandibles twirling back and forth and the many red eyes, and it's large and brown.
I kind of retract from the sight. And I kind of stare into his eyes, trying to see if there's still human behind it, or if it's some sort of spell or something.
Webwin, what do you do?
I will. How close am I to the wall?
Which wall is that, my good man?
It's a 30-foot by 30-foot room, right?
Yes. Yep. You're just over Mandion's shoulder, kind of out in the hallway that you guys are first in. So like the big stone face is still behind you, yelling at your back, and you haven't quite entered the area that Mandion Gelden has just barely stepped into.
I want to start climbing up the wall.
Okay.
Near where the gangplank is.
Oh, okay, very good. So along the western wall in that interior. Yeah. Okay, very good. You start. Okay, is there a particular movement pattern to this? Are we sneaking? Are we being hurried? What's the what's your intention with this movement?
I want to use my dark vision to try to see beyond the wooden palisades. So I'm just trying to get a better vantage point.
Okay, all right. You start swelling, making your way up. It's a disturbing sight, Mandion Gelden. Waldwin, returns your gaze. Well, I mean, it's difficult, because there's no iris. It's just it's just that, that very bug spider, eyes, which don't appear to be looking in any particular direction at a time, and it just kind of holds its posture. And then all of a sudden springs into action, like brushing past you and then going up the left-hand side of the cavern wall and almost reaching the gangplank. In all but a matter of seconds. And then you can hear the voice from over yonder. Ah! Perhaps it's just a spider. You fools! Have you brought me here for nothing? And with that, we will transition to the surface team. Surface team, Master Ulzgud and Skeezewell Binbag, you guys are in the basement of the log lady's home. You are starting to hear a little bit, you can ever so faintly hear the commotion being made from the stone door. It just, just sounds like some raised voices down there all of a sudden from what was previously quiet hole that your friends descended into. What are you guys up to at this time?
I don't like it, Ulzgud. I didn't even want to come in the first place. And now we're all here down in this hole.
What's even going on in there, Skeezewell?
I haven't the faintest idea. I was sat upstairs before everyone walked in.
It was all quiet before.
All I know is they went down in the basement looking for rats. And they found a lot more than rats. They found dead rats in a hole. I'm not going back underground. I don't care what they say.
I'm going in.
Well then, I'll hold the rope.
Thanks, mate.
Syphax, with arms folded, he's sweating a little bit. You can probably tell, due to his inexperience, perhaps his imagination is taking hold, right? And he's only, just the pure idea of what could be down there is perhaps making him tremble a bit. He's like, I'll help too. And just as Ulzgud, you're starting to limber up and prepare yourself. The log lady is still down here as well, just kind of sitting in one of her nearby chairs, petting about her log. And I'll have Skeezewell and Ulzgud a perception check, please. At this time.
Am I able to address the old woman at some point? She's just kind of sat there with the log.
Yeah, yep. She's kind of just like sitting there, checking you guys out. Keeping her distance. Not too sure exactly what to make of the situation. Perhaps a bit nervous that, you can certainly interact with them. Just as you're thinking about that older dark elf woman in the corner, you hear a almost kind of banging and tapping along the wooden floor above you on the first floor of Miss Grimwald's home, and it's making its way over toward the trap door that leads to the cellar which you guys are currently in. It is thumping along rather quickly as well.
Bloody hell.
And it's but a few seconds, Master Binbag, with your eyes trained, I assume, over in that trapdoor area, that the source of the noise becomes apparent to you. A little bumbling green snake with wings comes tumbling its way down the ladder into the basement area of Miss Grimwald's home. Wrapped up in its tail, a message.
Oh?
The small creature takes flight. You can see Miss Grimwald kind of like shields her log away from this creature and kind of like shrinks into a chair a bit as this rather small garden snake-esque creature with wings comes sailing over heads in the direction of Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, almost reaching a glide about 2 feet above the floor.
Very interesting.
Is anyone
Good. Do we kill it?
No.
Skeezewell readies a fireball.
Ulzgud does not wish to kill this yet.
The small creature kind of like swells around and attempts to coil about your forearm and kind of like wrap about in your hand. And as it does so, Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, it leaves a scroll behind. I will go ahead and add this hastily written note to your handout section in Roll 20 over yonder. And I will go ahead and drag that into your item list as well. Okay. And with that done, the creature just kind of twirls about with its small forked tongue, tasting about in the air, rather passively. Seemingly, it's mission completed at this time.
Well, alright. Skeezewell turns to the old woman.
Well, there's what's been killing your rats, lady. Look, it's a little flying snake going around here. You got flying snakes in this town.
Oh, what? No, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
Well, of course you haven't. That's why you didn't know. I mean, look at it. Basically a rat-killing machine. Have that thing around here. I ought to kill it now. What's the message say anyway, Ulzgud? You don't have to tell anyone else but me.
Skeezewell leans into a whisper.
I'll read the message, but to myself at first.
Okay. Yeah, it's your message, of course, to do with as you desire.
Let's see, where am I finding this?
It is in your kind of like underneath the
here we go.
Yeah.
With my journal.
Yes, yep, precisely. It is a technically that's like, the handout stuff. Hi. While Ulzgud Bone-Breaker is reading about this potentially important letter, we will transition to our third team up upon in the surface world. Clagone Brolin.
Woo!
Woo is right. Yeah. It's been a long rest. Oh me, oh my, how sweet it's been. You've gotten your belly full of delicious meats and breads after trekking a day or so in the forest and making your way to Refugee's Rest. You spent the night at Arvel the Swift's tavern and were upstairs in one of the rooms as your very fabled party members were, unbeknownst to you, in the tavern and amongst in the small village of Refugee's Rest. Much to your gleam, you head on out into the street and are in search of your friends and companions. I'm sure, unless there's something else Master Clagone Brolin wanted to do instead that is more pressing.
No, I think that sounds. Was this a long rest?
I would say it's a long rest. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure. Yeah. You've benefited from a long rest. You know what that means. Let me know if you have any questions. It has been a little while, but yeah, you are here at the tavern within Refugee's Rest. You've just exited out, being told that your companions potentially that so a crazy band of colorful adventurers is in town, and that sounds familiar to you. You're hard pressed to think of any other people so close that could fit such a description.
Clagone makes his way down to the first floor of the tavern, and after hearing mutters of this crazy band of merry men, he goes and questions the whispers he hears.
Okay.
Where is this gang of merry men that you have heard of?
The dark elf, the Dunmer, behind the bar proper, Arvel the Swift, owner of the tavern, as it were. He's like, I sent them on over to see if they could find Eric's chickens, but I don't know where they've been since then. You might want to ask the lads down the road there. Krieg and Company, and he points out the window down the road, Master Clagone, to a house that to house some of what's the equivalent to the men-at-arms and guard of the village, if you could call them that. They're probably the most loosely fitting definition of that possible.
Very well, thank you, Marvin.
Arvel.
And, I know.
You're sick. You're sick.
Clagone is just gonna finger flip a gold piece his way.
Arvel catches it while shaking his head.
Clagone then heads out the tavern and starts making his way to the hut that Arvel had pointed to earlier.
Yes. Yep. You know this. You know this place. You've been in Refugees Rest for a day or so, and it's rough. It's rough. You know, it is seen much better times. It's desolate. You know, as far as foot traffic's concerned at all, Master Brolin. You know, it's minimal, and that hasn't changed today at all. Especially with the graying sky that seems to be getting ever more profuse. You encounter no passersby on your way over there, as you pretty much expected. It is desolate, but you know this building over yonder that Arvel pointed out to be the Kamonatong House, where the local Kamonatong gang members reside. You understand them to be under the employ of Arvel, in like some type of guarding the town in exchange for quarter and information and something like that. You're not exactly too sure on the details, but you know that's his relationship with them to some degree.
Got it.
And you, yeah.
When Clagone reaches the Kamonatong house, obviously he's gonna take steps and pound on the door 3 times. Boom, 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 and await an answer.
The door opens up, ajar ever so slightly, and you can see a hooded figure who, with an eyebrow, kind of like nods upon seemingly recognizing you, and they open up the door to allow you within.
Thank you, gents. I was wondering if you have information on a group of adventurers that are in town. Arvel down at the tavern has said that you have some information. They've been through here.
You checking out into this space. There's only about 5 or so of these individuals, and they're all kind of, they all give what is it? They all give the impression of being potentially highwaymen, or bandits. They're all leather clad in armor. Daggers strewn about their persons. They've got pouches and etc. all over the place. A bit rough and tumble. Typically, not the most handsome, as it were. And two out of the 5 are looking way rougher than usual. You notice that there was a good portion of glass out in the yard on your way into this building, and a good portion of glass inside. Looks like perhaps an altercation of some kind happened in here, and 2 of the individuals are pretty bruised and are sitting over in the corner. You can see the leader of this faction by the name of Krieg, a dark elf, kind of younger, more in his it's difficult to say age with an elf at a glance, but middle age if you had to guess. A bit gruffer. And he is twirling a dagger between his fingers. He's like, I think they went over toward the log lady's house. Not sure why.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened here? You've got glass everywhere.
The figure kind of stands up and, sticking the dagger in the top of the table, looks over in your direction, returning your gaze. And you can get a way better look at this being's face now. They have pretty mean-looking red war paint, that goes across the dark elves, signature crimson eyes that kind of give them this, with that angled face, almost gives them like this. It's kind of like hornet look, very very angry looking. Perhaps like almost natural, like resting bitch face, perhaps, right? They call it, yeah. And he looks over in your direction. He's like, "It's that Huntmaster Logan came in here accusing my boys of stealing shit. Something about his wife's crap.
Very well. This does not include me, so I shall be on my way. Thank you for your information. I'll flip another gold piece for their troubles."
The guy, their homeboy catches it in a similar manner to Arvel. It's like, make sure you tell the metal one I'd like to speak to him.
Very well. I'll be headed out now. Thank you.
Kind of gives you a nod, and the rather large, quiet doorman who let you in initially kind of gives you a slight nod as well as he ushers you out the door and closes it rather firmly behind you. And you know the log lady's place to be there, as such. A mere, 200 feet or so away, about a minute or so, and you will be at the premises of the log lady's home. No problemo. Okay. As Master Clagone is on his way to the log lady's home, let's head back to Mandion down below. And Webwin. Alright, so, where last we left you, gentlemen, Mandion, you were just ripping that armor off you, or that trap off you, and you heard a voice. Waldwin is transforming into a spider and slowing along the wall, so you can't imagine what he's up to. He didn't quite inform that to you, You can only assume he's, doing something. What are you doing?
I'm immediately looking for more traps.
Okay.
Where there's two, there must be more.
No, hey, makes sense to me. Let's see.
I'm just gonna be scanning along the floor for traps.
Okay, I'll let you make a new perception check.
All right.
See what you can see. As far as obvious things, you don't see, anything too obvious, which, hey, it could be good or bad. You have with a 5 perception, it's really hard to tell. From what you make out ahead of you, could be fucking anything.
Okay.
You're starting to, you have like a sinking feeling in your chest that maybe, these were perhaps the most uncovered of the traps, and maybe there's more ahead of you and you can't tell, or there could be nothing. It really is one or the other, unfortunately, even with the light of your torch.
Is there like any furniture in here, or is it just like a plain cavern?
There is no furniture other than that gangplank that Waldwin is kind of, halfway in between you and these little palisades. With your light, close to it now, you can see that there's one big palisade that's blocking an entire, 10-foot wide section with sharp protruding logs that make it pretty much impassable. And against the wall, you can see two smaller, almost kind of like little, like tank trap, kind of like hedgehog style little palisades that could be negotiable and movable, but still would be perilous if ran into at high speed or something to that effect.
Okay.
But definitely more negotiable. You imagine.
Is that gangplank thing seem to like lead up to anywhere?
No, nope, not from what you can see. Not with a 5 perception anyway. Unfortunately. I gotta cut you off somewhere.
Okay. Well, I'll approach the palisades, try to look over and see what's on the other side.
Okay. You head over yonder and are almost immediately greeted with a figure. Over in the darkness, you can see a 5-foot tall, red-scaled, skull adorned, like he's wearing some type of skull, this creature. Large spear in one hand and a rather spiky shield in the other. And this being is standing quite proudly, and with this tail between his legs is seemingly addressing you. It's like, you there! Is that your pet spider?
You say what?
You! Is that your pet spider?
I look around, feigning ignorance. I say, I haven't seen any spiders around here. So I'm just looking for a challenge of strength.
Well, you'll find that here. But I ask you to go no further. As this interaction is occurring, Waldwin, what are you up to? You're kind of on the wall, making your way toward the gangplank. Yes.
Yes. Once I get there, I just want to use my dark vision to see what's beyond the palisades.
Okay. Now I just want to ask: are you heading up to the gangplank itself to see what's there, or like around? Like where are you going exactly to look? Where exactly?
I want to see what's on top of the gangplank, but I want
Okay.
to move past it eventually, probably like up towards the ceiling.
Okay. All right. Very good. As you are now, getting up, to the gangplank, you can see a small dark hole that is just at the top of where the gangplank meets the, the cavern wall. So this is a little platform of some kind, and as you're nearing ever closer, you can see a small creature in the dark hole, slinks away back deeper into the rock, and the hole is quite small, certainly far too small for you to fit in. And you've acquired a good amount of intelligence about what this is up here.
The same creature that I saw before.
Yes, yep. Okay. One of these small dragon men.
Okay.
And
he said he went back in the hole, right?
Yes, yep. He was pretty much in the hole, like peeking out at you, and like as you drew nearer, he shrunk back in it and is completely hidden now.
Okay. I will just take note of it and keep moving up towards the ceiling.
Okay, very good. The gangplank is 20 feet up the side of the cavern wall, a considerable height. And then it's only another 5 feet until you reach the top of the cavern ceiling. So okay. You're pretty comfortably up in the nook of this corner room, with Mandion Gelden below you, his torchlight being cast over yonder. And you could make a perception check if you wanted at this time.
I don't know where it's at on Webwin sheet.
Oh, you can make a wisdom check if you don't have a perception skill. Hot dog. You can make out what looks to be a trap in between the small palisades and that large one that Mandion Gelden is standing near and kind of looking over at this time, at this rather large, dragon man. Definitely the largest you've seen, and certainly the most physically formidable looking. Beyond that, you can make out what looks to be like crates and supplies of some kind, like 45 feet into the dark expanse, past where, this large dragon man is, confronting Mandion Gelden. Looks like there's some barrels, boxes, sacks of, a bunch of man-made containers, and presumably filled with a bunch of goodies, perhaps. You can take note of another gangplank, which is rather close to Mandion Gelden, and just on the other side of that large palisade. And you can see another small hole, at the where that gangplank meets the wall as well.
Okay. I want to move up onto the ceiling above Mandion.
Okay, I'll allow it. And that will probably be the extent of what you can do this second. As Webwin is getting up upside down, pretty much up on the ceiling. Mandion Gelden, what are you up to in this conversation with this dragon man?
I'll still try to act like I don't think I'm in trouble and be like, oh well, I found this talking wall over there. Do you know anything about it? Go ahead.
The dangerous stone man. And he spits over yonder. A danger to the whole Stone Scale clan!
What makes them so dangerous?
They're so loud and scary! And none of our weapons can hurt him!
Well, do you know what he wants?
There's something about strength, but we're not very strong! We just want to be left alone because we're powerful. We're powerful and strong.
Well, maybe you could come show him your strength against me.
That sounds scary. What's in it for me?
You can give him what he wants and he won't bother you anymore.
Make a persuasion check.
I will. Where's persuasion? Oh, there it is.
Maybe. How I know you not deceive me?
Because I have no way out of here. I just fell into this hole. I'm pretty much at your whim at this point.
Make another persuasion check.
Oh no.
Fire.
What are you anyway? Some kind of golem?
I'll lift my visor up and I'll show him my weak human face. And I'll tell him I'm just a weak little human.
Creature takes like another, only 5 feet steps or so closer. There is this large palisade separating you and him, but he's still a good 30 feet away. Pretty much at the extent of the light. What do you want, human?
I just want to find a way out of here, and I think that stone wall will show me the way out.
The way out is back to where you came, the creature says.
But I fell down that big hole. I have no way out. Look how heavy and bulbous I am.
And then the creature kind of like sticks its neck up and kind of like checking you out with one eye, almost with like a bit of chicken behavior. And at this point, from around the end of around the end of either hallway, you can see another one of the smaller goblin, dragon creatures. It comes out, and now there's one flanking either side of them. They're kind of like rather curiously looking. As well at this time. Say, what is your name? Bulbous human?
They call me Bulby.
Make a deception check. I mean, you'll probably buy it. This Bulby is fucking... Yeah. Bulby! A strong name! I am known as Chieftain Unga Delshor Tomamain Ungwith Gilgulungur, but you may call me Slippy.
That's quite a beautiful name, Slippy. Could you please
Chieftain
show
Slippy.
me this way out you're talking about? I bow when I hear say Chieftain Slippy.
Ooh. I suppose, yes. And the creature starts making its way over yonder. You take note, as it's Waldwin, I would say, since you're pretty much up on the ceiling analyzing. You take note that the creature takes very particular movement patterns as it's making its way through this seemingly open space to close the distance toward you guys, indicating likely more traps in the area. You can tell that, you see him like hop in a certain way and jump in a certain way and step with one foot in one area, very particularly it seems to you. And the creature begins hopping in, closing the distance, making its way over and into the light. At this time, we will transfer back to our other team. Ulzgud and Skeezewell team, what are you guys up to? Ulzgud, you're just about, getting the census of your note.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you if you'd like to read it aloud for the rest of the class.
Go on, read it out. What's it say, Ulzgud? Can't be having snake messengers.
I just let Skeezewell know that is a summons from my master. And I wish to see him as soon as possible.
Alright. What's the way then?
He is most likely in the fog forest.
Skeezewell takes out the map and tries to find the fog forest.
Do you need me to transition to the map, or can you get it from the handout section? I think everyone
No, I got it. I
okay.
got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Everyone can view the map whenever you desire from the handout section. If all is going according to plan.
Can Skeezewell attempt to reckon the distance between Refugee's Rest and the fog forest?
Oh shit. Yeah, I think that'd be survival.
Yeah, I reckon it's
Let me see. A 13? You'd have somewhat of a guesstimation. I mean, Fog Forest is pretty big, pretty vague target. How far away it is what you wanted to know?
No, I'd like to reckon the amount. Well, yeah, the distance, but what I'm sorry, I meant the amount of time it would take.
Okay. Yep. I'm with you. Okay. Ooh, a week? Week and change, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah, I reckon it would take us about a week. Walking there. We could do it. How important is this master? Is he rich?
I don't know about rich, but he's frighteningly strong.
Well, gold is just strength in a pouch, so I guess I'll take it. If you want to start the journey, we can alert the others, or just leave them down there. They'll sort it out, and we'll have this old lady pass the message. Isn't that right?
Syphax has one eye, like, cocked, and fucking, like, unsure what to think now. He was pretty curious about Ulzgud's master, and his eyebrow's been cocked since then. But now here in Skeezewell Binbags, open, like, flagrant nature. His eyebrows increased like another echelon of raised. The old Dunmer woman over in the corner is just like, she's just been petting her log and whispering to her log, seemingly not paying attention to you, Master Binbag. So,
do we want to leave on this master quest, or do we want to earmark it for another time?
I would like to let the party members know, but I would like to go. We can go without them, but I would like to go.
okay, well, sounds like you guys have some thinking to do. Some potential party discussing. And as you are knowing over what course of action to take at this time, someone makes their way down the ladder into the basement of Miss Grimwald's home.
Skeezewell readies his arcane powers.
You look over, only to find the knotted beard, mullet having, Jebediah petting, heavy armor using, beautiful Imperial man known as Clagone Brolin.
Yeah.
Clagone Brolin.
Seeing you here.
Good enough for you to show up. You have that gold you owe me.
I've been looking for you all over. Where have you? What are you up to?
I was just summoned by my master. I'm gonna be making my way very soon.
Yeah, they're all down there in a bloody hole, dwellers. But we're thinking about going to the fog forest, and we could use an extra pair of hands, especially out on the open road. We've got to tell the others first, but I'm worried about going down there. even just to say something. Never know what you're gonna get caught up in. Bloody gold and bloody bonds.
Clagone, you can see over in the corner of, like, this rather nice stone masonry basement is just a black hole to nowhere with, like, a rope tied around a large table. and the rope is just dangling down into the dark.
Yeah, after living underground for years on end, I think a pitch black hole is the least of my worries. And Clagone's gonna whip out Jebediah to fly around. Give this old bugger a stretch his wings.
The small big brown bat, known as Jebediah, flourishes out into the basement area, its natural habitat. It fills the space. Syphax, you can see Master Clagone, as there's another individual down here that you do not recognize. Actually, you do recognize him. Syphax is down here, and he is the local bard and kind of head assistant of Arvel the Swift. So you've met his acquaintance before.
What was it's Art? What's his name again?
Syphax.
Syphax. Okay.
Yeah, like Sphinx, but a little bit different.
Well, if it isn't Syphax, haven't seen you in many years.
He gives a slight bow. Pleasure to see you, Clagone.
Well, if it's a pleasure to you. So what's this about the Master Bone-Breaker?
You didn't hear any of that talk, Clagone.
No, Ulzgud said that.
I told him I was summoned.
Oh shit! Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Now I'm getting. I'll just be quiet.
You're great. My master just sent me a rather hastily written message, and all I know is I need to go find him as soon as possible.
Hey, Ross, have I met Waldwin before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I've gotten to that part yet.
Yes, but he isn't here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have met him.
Interesting.
How long are they gonna be in that damp dark hole? I don't want to be in this log lady's basement for any longer than I have to be.
I have no idea. They've only been down there a couple minutes.
Very well. At least I can get some of my holy readings in for the day. Clagone's gonna whip out his holy book and meditate and pray.
Clagone brings up an interesting point. If your guys' goal is to wait for the underground team to return, instead of, going, whatever, trying to proactively, whatever, signal them in some method, you guys could begin taking a short rest down here, I guess, theoretically. Will you be able to benefit from it fully? Hard to say, right, but you could get it started, get some kind of activities going amongst yourselves or whatever while you're waiting. It's always an option.
If that is the case, I wouldn't mind doing a little rest and maybe even using a hit die, if possible.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm in agreement with this short rest scheme.
Okay, keep that in mind. We'll see if enough time goes by that can satisfy the criteria of a hit die used and a proper short rest expunged. But if that's the case, hey, why not? All right, so our timer for that is beginning now. Is there anything else going on, basement team? Is there any more RP going on here?
I am trying to keep this creature calm, kind of small talking while backtracking to the wall, just saying, "Oh, can't believe I found my way down here. I don't even know really where I am right now. Why don't we just show this wall how much strength you have, and I'll just leave you guys alone." And I'll kind of lead the way out so that he feels safe and like I'm not gonna backstab him.
Is that your spider? He points the spear up toward the ceiling at Waldwin.
And I'll look up at the ceiling and I'll kind of act disgusted and be like, "Oh, you have some nasty pests down here. Can't believe you live down in these terrible conditions."
Surface is dangerous. Full of dangerous humies.
I'll look back up at the ceiling and say, "I never seen spiders like that on the surface."
And you haven't lived. And the creature's you can tell he's a bit adverse to the light, but you've got him now past Waldwin and he's slid through the palisade. And you guys are pretty much out now in front of the stone wall, if that is your desire.
Nice. I can't understand the wall, can I? Or can't I?
You can.
Okay.
It speaks the common language.
Okay, cool. I will look to the wall and I say, "I've brought someone for this challenge of strength. Is it your wish that we challenge with no weapons? Is this what you want?"
It does not respond.
I will look back at the creature and I say, "See how calm and pleased it is? I guess we have to fight now." And I will put my holster down on the ground behind me, and like with my pistol and everything, and I'll pretty much disarm myself.
Okay, interesting.
Even though I have my suit on and everything.
All right. Okay. What is Waldwin up to, or Webwin, as the story goes?
Stay on the ceiling, but I'll follow them towards the stone wall.
Okay.
Just to keep my eye on them.
All right. Very good. Easily done, I would say. Easily done. I, Slippy, chieftain of the Stone Scales, challenge you to this contest of strength in the hopes that you'll leave me and my people alone and not come back.
I accept. Is he alone, or does he have his goons with him?
He's pretty much alone, but his goons are watching from beyond the palisade rather intently.
Okay.
All right,
that's fine.
And so we're doing this. This is a duel. You've decided.
This is a duel.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. I didn't say it has to be clean. I can still throw punches, but it's a challenge of strength.
Okay.
No weapon.
All right. Okay. Very good. You guys take your positions before the great stone face, and this brawl is about to begin. Shit, let's do it. Hold on, let me see here. I'll go ahead and roll initiative for you. Ooh, that's pretty good. Since this is going to be such a small combat, I don't even think we need bust out the combat screen.
Sounds fine to me.
It will potentially be pretty interesting. Let's see. Not how I thought this interaction was going to go. It's getting real now. Let's see.
You want me to roll initiative?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. You are A-okay. Whoops. I've messed up yet again.
I can't believe you.
What can I say? It's what I love to do the most. Okay. A battle begins underway.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy 51103 north.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. This creature opens up, and he quickly tries to take 2 slashes at you with this crude short sword that it has drawn from its side. A 15 ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing.
A 15 ain't nothing. two 15s ain't no good. It simply scrapes off your dank metallic armor. Zero! No fair!
Yes.
Alright, Mandion Gelden, you're up. What do you desire to do?
I'm trying to figure out if my defensive... Yes, I'm going to twist my cuffling immediately, activating my defensive field, giving me 5 temporary hit points.
Okay, very good.
And I will immediately answer with a Thunder Gauntlet Punch.
Okay, very good.
What's the deal with that? Am I adding my intelligence modifier to
that? I've made those changes already, so I think it should just work.
Perfect.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh
yeah, yep. That is definitely a hit. You deliver a nice 5 thunder damage with a decent concussive up against the target, and he kind of raises up his shield, and it breaks past it and kind of hits into his shoulder, and he reflexively kind of twists his shield out in a certain way and activates the spring spike shield. And this nasty little spike at the edge of the shield comes sailing out in your direction, dealing a little nasty damage.
Damn.
Ooh, you suffer no damage from the initial attack, but a bit of this nasty acidic liquid comes pouring around, and you take 4 points of poison damage.
Oh. It's all temporary.
As a bit of this seeps in through the very small spots of exposed flesh via your visor.
Oh, so much for a clean challenge of strength.
And you have another hit if you desire to take it.
Oh, you're correct.
Yeah, you're gonna attack twice.
Yeah.
I thought my thing was gonna take it up, but it's just a bonus action.
Yeah, you've used your action to attack, so you can make 2 attacks. That's the
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Screw the poison.
Punch it again. The small creature ducking and weaving, but not fast enough before you strike into it again, damaging the creature once more. And you can see it. It's kind of like very agile, this creature, and not much one for not much one for strength, but it's also quite large, so a bit on the easier side to hit, at least for right now. Anything else? Mandion Gelden.
That shall be it.
Okay. This creature will lash out at you once again with its dank short sword. A 9 ain't nothing. A 13 ain't nothing. Whew. It pretty ferocious swipes, and they connect, but it's hardly anything against your sweet adamantine armor. Should be said that basement team up above cavern team, you guys can hear now what sounds to be a small scuffle of fighting beginning to ensue. The boom of Mandion Gelden's thunder punch is a concussive thing that can almost be felt, and you feel it. That being said,
oh, I knew they were gonna be in trouble. You feel that bloody burst? It's Mandion's fists. He's in combat down there. I can hear it.
Oh no. Do we
Okay.
go in?
All right, well, he's got the gold bag, so I need to go down there now. I think we ought to take care of business.
Skeezewell starts without waiting for approval.
Damn. Okay. Well, I mean, you're pretty close to the hole with the rope in it, so we'll resolve that next round of combat. Mandion Gelden.
Although I would also like to mention, although Skeezewell is asking for help, I am content to go down there to try and resolve it alone if the others wish to take the short rest.
Okay. All right. Duly noted. Duly noted. Mandion Gelden, if I'm not mistaken, you are up.
Very good. I will say, "Oh, too early," and yell at my suit to close its vents, and I will start to heat up rapidly and blurring myself, making it hard for the creature to attack me.
Ooh, Waldwin, you're watching this epic dank battle. Okay. Damn. Nice. Nice. All right. Very good. Yeah, Waldwin, you watch as Mandion Gelden's suit looks like it's almost malfunctioning as the large heat vents on the shoulders close shut, and like heat and energy starts beginning to be stored within the suit of Mandion Gelden, and a period of time goes by without any steam being exhausted from the unit, and it's Mandion Gelden is going like with a red hot intensity, so much so that he's almost like the heat lines are like distorting his figure and causing this blur effect. You can see Slippy is quite afraid of this.
How far away am I from Slippy?
You're not too far. What, like 30 feet?
Okay. I want to use my web attack on it.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Damn.
I'm up on the floor.
Okay. All right. What does your web attack entail? Webbing. Target is restrained by web.
oh,
You see, all of a sudden, Mandion Gelden, a squirt of spider silk from Weblin comes raining down from the cavern ceiling onto this small figure. Let's see.
I think he has to
Damn.
do a strength check to see if he gets out of it.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Other than that, he is webbed. Damn, he's webbed up and restrained at this time.
damn.
I like that. Oof.
And then can I coming down off of the ceiling so that I can get closer to I want to get like within melee range.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Very good. We'll add you to the initiative as Webwin joins into the fray. Let me see.
Roll for it?
No, I got it. We are good. You will go. Let's see. I reckon right there. Okay. All right. I have you. You'll be going soon, but not now. Mandion Gelden, is there anything else you're doing with your turn as Webwin has sprayed upon your opponents? You betrayed me! Slippy says.
I would like to grab Slippy by the collar and slam him against the face on the wall and say, "I hope this entertains you." And I punch Slippy in the face with another Thunder Gauntlet punch.
Damn. Very good. Let it be done.
Look for it. There it is.
Oh,
Another 20.
damn, here it comes, sailing in, smacking poor Slippy as he's punched and knocked down and covered in web. And at this point, the great stone wall over yonder seizes up in a certain way and proclaims, "By Shinji, what a fantastic fight and brawl! I'm sad I can't stay to watch the rest of it. Enjoy whatever treasures you may have, but be wary of what the price may be." And the creature, the stone being, locks up in this seizing-esque way, and vertically down the middle of its face splits open and ever so slowly begin to part ways, opening up a strange field of energy behind it,
Ugh.
which you cannot quite see through. All right, and with Mandion and Gelden's turn over, it is time for Squippy's turn. Okay, the door's open, that's it! And he'll try to break out of Webwood's web. He's unable to do so. His weak little dragon body. No, let me go! Webwin, it is your turn in combat if combat is still something that desires to be done. If
I'm
not,
more interested in getting into the doorway, so
okay.
I will unwrap Chieftain Slippy from the web.
Okay, you make your way over and start twirling around Slippy like underneath your legs like a spider does. It's kind of almost in a reverse posture, unraveling the creature. Slippy's freaking out all the while. Yes, and the doorway is open, and it's not long before Slippy is freed, and a few of the other small dragon folk came clambering around the palisade, in response to the cries of their leader, but they're kind of sitting idly by and watching now, as he is helplessly under the grasp of Waldwin. And the doorway has now opened up. Let's see, let me get the proper music going. Master Binbag, you are making your way down to the cavern team, correct?
Skeezewell is gonna peer down the hole first.
Okay. You do not see much. I'll tell you. You can
It's dark, right?
yeah, yep, and you cannot see any of the party members, but you can see a faint light, presumably from their torch, and the screeching of like someone pleading down from within.
All right. Skeezewell is going to descend the pit,
Okay.
hoping for loot in his mind.
Okay. I'll have you make an athletics check to see how well you do at traversing said rope. Not too bad. Not too bad. You begin the slow but sure process of shimmying your way down. And in no longer than, a minute or so, give or take, you will be down amongst in the cavern area. That being said, Manny and Gelden, what are you up to? Because you're down here already. What's your play at this time? Muted Gelden.
Excuse me.
No, it's alright.
Before I even have a chance to let my blur run out, I'm gonna walk straight through that energy field if I can.
Oh, okay. You're going in.
Yep.
Okay. You take the torch with you?
Oh yeah, I'm going in as I am.
Okay, very
Oh wait,
good. What? Yes.
I want to pick up my gun first.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. Hey, very good.
Not making that mistake again.
Picking up whatever belongings you left behind. You make sure you gather those before you progress through this rift of some kind, and the energy takes you, and it is a bright, powerful light, and you are no longer down here.
Shit.
You are somewhere else, and we will be getting to that soon enough. Master Bone-Breaker and Clagone Brolin, what are you guys up to?
Clagone finally, he's had enough of his holy readings of Julianos and closes his book and sets it up and, well, the group has been a while in the hole.
Ulzgud is conflicted. He looks at the hole and looks at the note and decides he's staying here and waiting for people to come back, continuing his short rest period.
Okay, very good, very good. Master Clagone, what are you up to? Are you resuming the rest as well?
Yeah, Clagone, after his readings, he's just gonna play with Jebediah and wait a little bit longer. He doesn't want to go back into a deep, dark cave just yet.
Okay, okay, so be it, so be it. Another few seconds pass by. Skeezewell Binbag, you've reached the bottom of the cavern floor, and you are just able to see as the light up ahead disappears, and you are left without light down here.
Skeezewell calls out for Mandion.
Mandion, do you have the gold?
And he starts running towards the point where he saw the light disappear.
Okay, very good. You push your way forth, stumbling into the dark. It's this point that Slippy is freed, Master Webwin, and he quickly retreats back from whence he came in the darkness.
Yeah. Once he's free, I want to turn back into Waldwin and run through the doorway.
Oh shit! Okay, very good. It is dark as hell in here, but this energy field is not casting any light, though it is quite clearly visible from that of the rest of the surrounding terrain. So you transform back into Waldwin. Please take care of your animal-shaped counters if you haven't already. Another animal shape used. And with that, you begin pushing your way forth, and you bump into Skeezewell Binbag. Skeezewell Binbag, you find Waldwin, and not Mandion Gelden, next to a what you recognize to be one of those demon doors that you found down in the base of the mountain of Gilgamesh, seemingly just cracked open.
Alright, Skeezewell. Alright, so Skeezewell did not see the spider form, right? That's not a point of contention right now?
Nope, you did not see the spider form. You may have caught like the glimpse of, the last half of the transformation, but no, not the form in its full frontal power.
Okay, so Skeezewell just sees Waldwin, approaches normally.
Waldwin, did you see where Mandion went? Did he go in? It's dangerous in there. There's
He
things
did.
that can kill you in those portals.
There's supposed to be some great treasures behind this doorway.
Skeezewell enters the portal before responding.
Okay. Very good. Waldwin, I assume you follow suit as well?
Indeed.
Okay, very good. You all transform, head into this field of energy. The first one, of course, to come out on the other side, being Mandion Gelden. Sweet, sweet Mandion Gelden.
That's me.
Let's see. This energy overtakes you, and as your vision is slowly fading back into reality, you can see before you, you're standing in seems to you to be almost a limbo of some kind. There is a large, almost kind of gel consistency wall ahead of you that is, obscuring what looks to be a quite green and beautiful landscape before you. on the other side of it. And as for the space that you are in right now, it seems like you're in this odd kind of like decontamination chamber between realities or some shit like that. You can look behind you, and only about 5-10 feet away or so, you can see the same field of energy that you must have passed through to get where you are now. And looking to your left, right, up and down, it's just darkness. And before you seems like another field of some kind.
I would like to reach forward and touch the gel.
Okay, you touch it, and you are able to pass your hand wholly through it. It kind of sizzles a little bit in response to the heat buildup in your suit.
And I will pass through this gel into this new land.
Okay, you pass forth, and the first thing that strikes you is immediately off in the distance. Like 75% of the horizon sky is covered in this huge, like, white moon that is pretty much overshrouding the entirety of of what you can see as far as the sky is concerned. And everywhere other than that, you can see typical blue skies and clouds, very similar fauna to that, which you be familiar with. What strikes you as off is some of the other strange fauna and plants, like these large, strange, like, red trees that form together to make these almost kind of like membranes with these strange glowing centers within them. And, you see mountains over in the distance that appear to be a bit more, lower to the ground, not as high and pronounced as, other mountains that, you'd be more traditionally familiar with. You can see an odd number of, glowing yellow plants and etc. It's odd fauna that you do not quite recognize, that is not so familiar to you. And I need you to make a strength saving throw. As you are getting out into this small clearing, there is just this overwhelming burden of weight that comes over you, and it brings you down to one knee at one point, but you are able to kind of center your strength and your core, and you are able to get a bit of a squat and then begin standing again. But you are unable to move at this current time without jeopardizing your balance.
Damn. Okay. Does this feel like another world, or does it feel like? Does it feel like does it feel like the same world I'm used to?
Intelligence check.
Regular intelligence check, not saving.
Yep, intelligence flat. A 15. You're definitely in a different place. You're not sure if it's a different world or a different plane of existence or something like that. Different dimension, what have you. This definitely doesn't feel like Nirn as far as you know.
Okay.
It could be the magical effect in this area, potentially, if there is such a thing going on. But, you're unsure. As far as fauna, you don't recognize anything. Aside from, grass and clouds, right? Other than that, though, it's, now that you're taking a bit closer attention, a good portion of the trees are different.
Okay.
Plants are different.
When you say I feel heavier, is it like the gravity's different, or is it like a spell?
Ooh, fucking... Yeah, well, that's a roll right there.
It's intelligence?
You can make an Arcana check to see if you think this is from a magical origin or not.
Okay.
You rule out magical origin.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact, your suit is beginning at this time to sort of die down a bit in power, and it seems definitely becoming a bit more sluggish, in addition to feeling heavier as well.
That's not good.
It seems to you that the very winds of magic that help propel magic throughout Nirn and etc. throughout Mundus and the Ethereum is not present here.
That's not good. And that structure that is on that picture is in front of me.
Yeah, yep. It's a good 100 and change feet away. Quite a ask given the current condition that you're doing. You can make a perception check to make out any other particular surroundings.
I will.
And it's at this point that Skeezewell and Waldwin, you guys also are in this strange antechamber limbo, and you can look up out ahead of this strange translucent membrane, and you see the odd shape of Mandion Gelden with his back to you, out in this green clearing. Mandion Gelden. Oh, yes.
Waldwin wants to. Am I behind the whatever it was that he passed through?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Waldwin wants to go through that.
Okay, very good. It's this weird, cool sensation, this odd gel. And then you are through to the other side, and I'll have you make a strength saving throw as well, as you feel this incredible just force pulling you down to the ground, and it is such. It caught you off guard terribly. Mandion Gelden, you just turn your head to the right and are able to see Waldwin as he passes through and is like, perhaps about to ask you something or something to that effect, and he is just drawn straight front down, now he's just planking flat on the ground. Yeah, rough spot. Not the best. Master Binbag, you watch this, I reckon.
Skeezewell sees this happen.
Oh yeah, yep. You're in the weird in between space between these two areas.
All right. Skeezewell brandishes his morning star, and he slowly pierces it through the gel, in the standard holding fashion.
Okay, very good.
And just to experiment.
Okay. As you do so, incrementally, it gets about to the point where the mace is balanced. And after that point, you feel just the weight of the mace increase horrifically. And you struggle to almost withdraw it back in through the gel. It becomes becomes so much troublesome to even pivot and move your arm to a degree. The rate at which this weight increases is dramatic whenever that threshold is crossed, as far as you can tell, and you withdraw the mace before that situation gets any more out of control.
Can Skeezewell attempt to use the message spell?
Yes, you can attempt to use the message spell. Please, yes. 120 feet, creature within range. Well, that's good so far.
So I'm going to attempt to send the message to Mandion Gelden. Is he within that range?
Yeah, yep. He's probably only
Okay.
about, 15 feet away. He's just on the other side of this strange, translucent wall.
Alright, Skeezewell puts his mace in his mace holder on his back or whatever, and he reaches into his component pouch, and he plucks out a piece of copper wire, and then he starts whispering into it, and as he does, he's rubbing his fingers together, and it's forming this bubble of shiny metallic copper. And what Skeezewell wants to send in the message to Mandion Gelden is,
Take care of the gold.
Ulzgud. What's the other guy? What's the other guy's name? The guy who's in the basement? Sylvanas? What's that?
Syphax.
Syphax?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right. I'm not going to do the voice because this is complicated, but Skeezewell's basically informing Mandion Gelden that Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, Clagone, Brolin, Syphax, and himself are going on the quest soon, and I don't know. That's pretty much it. He's just informing them of that
Okay.
in the message, and he's sending it out.
Very good.
So
You're-
I don't know if I need to roll anything for that,
No.
or if that's just like done. All right, I'm gonna let that fly through the goop.
Okay. Very good. The large bubble containing your message, expelled from the end of your copper wire as you're whispering into it, flows forth and pierces through the gel barrier and continues before getting a bit more squiggly and eventually popping next to the ear of Mandion Gelden. Mandion Gelden, you get the majority of Skeezewell Binbag's message, though, the reception is a bit poor. You make out, Clagone Brolin. That definitely grabs your attention. Something about venturing off, and et cetera, et cetera. You get the gist, but some of the details are garbled, and some words are missing. But you're able to piece it together.
Okay. Okay, very good.
Let's see. And you can reply. Also, to this.
Okay.
Skeezewell begins rubbing another piece of copper wire, ready for the reception.
I'll say I need to find out what all this trouble was about. Maybe if I get out of my suit, I can make it up there, but I'm hoping I can make it back and follow you guys soon. Struggling under his breath. Struggling under the weight of wherever this universe is.
Your bubble
As
begins.
Mandion replies and Skeezewell rubs his fingers, a new bubble forms and fills as Mandion speaks, and then pops, and Skeezewell hears the content of the message. At this point, I'm going to exit, or I'm going to at least walk into the portal from which I believe I came.
Okay. You'll feel a very similar sensation as a few more minutes pass here. Mandion Gelden, what's your course of action?
I am going to try to exit my suit and see if it makes it any easier to move.
Okay. All right. Well, we could say over the course of these, those last few minutes, you've disembarked from the suit, definitely making it easier to move.
Okay.
Most certainly. Though you still feel, weight bearing down on you insanely.
Okay. I'm going to take along my palm pistol, and it's 4 bullets only. And I'm going to try to struggle my way over to that structure, slowly but surely.
Okay. As you push around the frame of your suit, holding on for dear life, Waldwin, I'll have you make another a strength check, because I assume you want to get up off the ground.
Yeah.
So we'll see if you can do so. Yeah, you're able to get up and retain your footing now, Master Waldwin. It's difficult. It's difficult to stand, let alone move. So if you desire to start moving, I'll have you make another strength check as well. As far as from what you and Mandion can see.
I want to wiggle out of all of my belongings except for my scimitar.
Oh, okay.
Try to make it a little easier.
All right, that will certainly help. Okay.
And you said strength again?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Oof. Now, as you're doing so, you get your shield in an awkward way where it just starts weighing you down along with it, and you find yourself tumbling off balance again and find yourself back on the floor. But you are unable to unload the majority of your cumbersome belongings, and will hopefully at the next try have a bit of an easier time. Master Gelden, you are struggling, kind of holding onto your suit for support and making your way around. You make out about 50 feet away in this clearing a small stone chest. Seemingly
In the clearing?
In the clearing. Yep.
Okay.
Just sitting here, seemingly waiting for whoever can claim it.
I will try to get my way over to that chest.
In addition, with your 19 perception, Mandion Gelden, you can make out in the you can see the occasional bird creature, which is rather surprising to you. They're rather small and have very long tails and seem rather furred and colorful, but they're off in the distance and quite hard for you to get any details. You can see smaller, presumably herbivore-like creatures every now and then that kind of jump about and etc. The kind of like horned squirrels of some kind. They're rather interesting. What takes your note, though, is across the river over where that structure was, on the other side of the bank, a good deal away from it, out in another meadow clearing, along some rolling hills, you can see some large gray beings that are walking on all fours, it looks like to you. Two large forearms and two smaller back legs. And large, hunched-over creatures, still 6 feet tall, though, even with their hunched-over posture. And they seem to be, a slower herd-moving herbivore creature of some kind, moving in a sizable pack of about a dozen or so, over yonder in the distance.
Okay, interesting.
Doesn't seem like a threat, but you certainly take note of that. As far as creatures, that's pretty much all you can make out in that regard. You don't see any civilization as far as you can tell, or anything that resembles it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, I'll have you make a strength check as well to see if you can power forth any better than Master Waldwin.
Strength check.
Because it is intense. Oof, pretty good. You find that not even trying to lift your legs off the ground is best, and just shuffling and letting the dirt slide underneath your feet to help you move forward is best. from trial and error. Even stepping to move is troublesome, and really where the trouble comes from with the lack of balance and how exaggerated that can be in this current environment, wherever the hell you are. And you are, about halfway to the stone chest. Master Waldwin, you can make another strength check to see how you're doing. Not much better. This is rough. This is rough. Let me see.
Poor Waldwin.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Given your natural strength, Waldwin, this is an especially difficult task for you. You're not the strongest tool in the shed. This may be a bit out of your element. This particular challenge or this particular area seems just not very Waldwin friendly.
I just want to yell over to Mandion and ask what he sees. As I'm struggling to fucking stand up.
I will respond back. This is unlike any world I've ever seen.
Can you see anything important? I need to get out of here pretty quick.
I say, other than this chest and this odd structure, I'm not sure what to do here. Perhaps I'll take a quick look, but I can't leave you guys for too long.
See what's in the chest and let's get out of here.
I will give him a nod.
Ah. I'll have another strength check from you, Master Gelden, to see how well you can progress toward that. Not bad. Not bad. Not the strongest tool in the shed either, but not not weak, and that is certainly working out to your favor here as you are pushing ever closer, and you are at the foot of this small stone chest before you. It is lidded and doesn't seem isn't complicated enough to have a locking mechanism. Just seems like a rather heavy looking stone lid that has to be pushed off it in order to access the contents within.
Alright, I will... How tall is it?
It goes up to about your thighs. Not very big.
All right, I'll turn around and try to sit on it and push the lid off
Okay. Hey,
with
all
my
right.
legs
Okay.
as much as I can.
You can make an athletics check.
Hey, yeah. Damn.
Very good. Very good.
Can't believe it.
The heavy stone lid grinds off the top of this stone chest before falling with a heavy thud to the earth, revealing the contents within. Master Gelden. You can see within this stone chest a rather fine-looking hat, which catches your attention.
Oh.
A small bundle of cloth, seemingly containing something wrapped within it. You were unable to tell at this glance. Roll a d4 for me, please.
D4.
Okay, very good. Roll another d4 for me, please.
D4.
Okay, very good. You see 3 javelins in this small stone chest, which look quite interesting to you.
Oh.
Rather regular, except there is a beautiful engraving of a thunderbolt in the side of the shafts of each of these 3 javelins. And you can see another one that is slightly of a different tint than these other 3, and it has a it looks like a small emblem of like a sun depicted on the side of it. So that definitely catches your note. Roll 2 d6s for me as well.
Shit. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, very good. Very good. So that's 4 of that and 1 of that. Damn, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. You also see a small pouch. Some kind of hide or leather. You're not sure what could be in there.
Oh, give me 1 sec.
No problem. No problem.
3 of the Thunderbolt marked javelins. 1
Yes.
of the other javelin.
Yes, yep, had like a sun on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what was the last thing I got?
You have it looks like a pouch in there. If you want it, you know. Are you taking all these things pretty much?
I'm gonna take it
Okay,
all.
all right, okay. So you have you basically have a package of something wrapped up. A hat, your 3 javelins with the lightning bolt, 1 javelin with the sun, and then another pouch of something.
Okay.
Do you know? It's up to you if you care to look in, and see the contents.
I will refrain for now, but I will try to gather it all up and clamber back to my suit. Nothing
Okay.
left in there. I definitely
You've got it.
checked it good.
As far as you can tell, yep, that's the interior cleaned.
Cool. All right, I will make my way back to my suit.
Strength check.
That's it, man. Strength check.
Strength time. Ooh, not good. You twist and turn, and like all of the contents that you've picked up spill out everywhere as you fall prone to the ground, and everything is just laid out in front of you. The small pouch that you picked up last, all of the small round contents that were within it, these small like balls and marbles, these beads, begin flowing and bound, out into the clearing.
Shit.
Your javelins fall about the area. Your other little package thing falls and unfurls what contents were in there as well. Seems like 2 small, like pieces of jewelry of some kind.
Interesting.
And you've managed to retain your grip on your fur hat.
Okay.
But it'll take a little time here to pick up what you
I will
lost here.
pick up everything. I'll take the time to gather all the beads.
Strength
Comb
check.
through the ground.
Strength it up. Oof. Okay. You get your bearings again, and even this isn't a considerable load. Really, truly it isn't, but it's just enough to throw you off your balance. But you are slowly regaining your footing and have the contents again. Master Waldwin, I'll have you make another strength check, because I assume you are leaving.
Trying to, but before I leave, I want to take a look around, and I want to pay close attention to the different animals that are there and the the fauna.
Yes. Okay. Very good. You may make a nature check. Because the same skill, all governed by the same thing. Ooh, nice. Okay, 17. You definitely make out some of the small, interesting, horned squirrel creatures. That definitely takes your note. There's no nearby birds that are close enough to take note of, and those large gray creatures are also too good of a distance away for you to really size up. But you have technically encountered these small horns of squirrel creatures that are around in the various shrubbery and vegetation, and think that you could perhaps assume their form one day.
Excellent.
If you desired.
Okay.
And I'll have you make another strength check to get the hell out of here.
I want to yell to Mandion that this probably isn't the best place for me, so I'm gonna return to where we came from.
You're yelling at it as you saw him fall over and all his shit splayed out over yonder. He's arduously going about getting it up. And it's as you're trying to yell out to him, you get winded. You get winded halfway through your yelling, and you just turn and try to shuffle over toward the doorway. It's rough for you. It's really rough. Mandion Gelden, another strength check to get back to your suit.
You got it.
And contents therein.
6.
Not the best. You're brought down to a knee again, and you almost lose your shit. but you wait. You have to wait and rest. It's like climbing a mountain, just down here in this flat field, this 50-foot distance. It feels like you're running a marathon. Waldwin, I'll have another strength check from you, because you are suffering the worst. You are not getting out of there with a 2. It's rough. You are struggling to even take baby steps. Truly, that is the force bearing down on you, and it is unrelenting.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I have all my stuff, and if I need to, I'll start crawling towards the doorway.
Okay, yeah, very good, very good. You're doing the best that you can, you poor thing. Mandion, we'll get another strength check from you.
Strength coming in.
A 16. Okay, you continue on your heading and make it to your suit without losing any of your contents.
Very good.
Assume you are mounting back up in your suit again.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Very good. Very good. Master Waldwin, you know what I'm gonna ask from you.
Jesus Christ.
Nope. It's rough, dude. Even trying to crawl. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Your progress is absolutely minimal. But you're hey, can't give up though, because giving up is dying. So you're doing all you can just to worm and snake your body like an inchworm along. It is rough going. It is rough going for sure. You are not out yet. Okay. Mandion Gelden, it should be said, as you are mounting into your suit, the strange fur hat that you have is kind of humming with a bit of magical energy. You think perhaps you may have gotten onto a sweet magical item.
Which one was humming?
That was that fur hat.
Oh.
Yeah, the fur hat. Since you were holding it for a little while, you seem like it has a bit of an extraordinary sense about it.
Nice. Very good. Am I in my suit right now?
Yep, you are mounted in your suit.
Excellent.
You're 5 feet away from the barrier to
I
get
will
the hell
try
out
to
of here.
lug this big ass suit out of here.
Make a strength check, baby.
Strength check.
See how you do.
No, saving throw.
Oof. Is
I
it
don't know
the
if it's gonna
same
make a
thing?
difference, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
same
is.
thing.
It is technically the same thing, so I'll allow it in that case.
Same thing.
A 17, you are able to just barely make it out. It is rough. It is rough going. So you are you are the in-between zone, and you finally have some sense of relief as this tension is broken. And you are out with seemingly what you wanted. Master Waldwin, I'll need a strength check from you, my friend, to see if you can do the same. I pray. A 7. Not the best, but your best yet. You're almost getting a feel for it.
Getting there.
You're getting good at crawling now at this time, and you are just barely at the edge of the threshold, and it will be another few minutes or so before you are allowed to cross through it. Mandion Gelden, what are you up to as you're in this in-between state?
Can I reach out and grab Waldwin?
You
Can I
can.
reach him? Okay.
Yeah, you can make an athletics check. I can try to drag his ass in there. Get him out of there.
Hiya! 16. What's with it?
Beauty. It's done. It's done. Waldwin, you are pulled into safety thanks to Mandion Gelden.
God.
Jeez.
Oh, let's get out of here. I immediately just step through to
Okay.
the other side, leaving him behind.
All right, very good. Master Binbag, you step through the portal first to retreat backward. What did you do next? Master
The
Binbag?
first thing Skeezewell does is check the chick as he enters the portal,
The chick is...
making sure that it wasn't affected by the gravity in any way.
Yeah, the chick is well and in good spirits, as far as you can tell.
Alright, so after that, Skeezewell's gonna make his way to the rope.
Okay. You can hear the cries and scuffling of creatures in the darkness, but you ignore them as they are not on your path toward the rope, and feel and make your way out toward the light that is shining in. And I'll have you make an athletics check, Master Binbag, to scale the rope. Gym class style. Well done, well done. It is rather easy for you, the strong sorcerer,
Yeah.
to get your way up there, and it is done. It is done. At this time, Mandion, Gelden, and Waldwin, you guys are back now within the cavern.
Oh. I will look over my belongings to make sure nothing dropped out, and I have everything with me.
Let's see. I do not believe anything to be missing. I think you've done a pretty good job jotting everything down. Did you put all that
Excellent.
stuff in your bag of holding?
I did. That was my
Okay.
intention anyway.
All right. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Excellent.
I'd like to suggest that we return to the rope, and I'll ask Mandion what he found in the stone chest.
I will agree and start walking towards the rope, and I'll explain that I found what looks to be like some well-crafted javelins with some interesting properties, along with a hat and some packages of goodies that I'm not too sure of quite yet. I'll have to look further into. Perhaps he'll help me the next opportunity we get.
Yeah, I'd like to suggest when we rest that we inspect the items further.
I agree, certainly.
Okay. So now, Waldwin and Mandion, you guys find yourselves at the base of the rope, and you just see the tail end of Skeezewell Binbag. I take now his shoe as he is up there now, and it is that 25-foot vertical distance up there is looking at quite the ask for you, Mandion Gelden, in particular.
Could I recall if there was any sort of objects that I'd be able to climb on or ladders of the such down in the cavern?
No.
Okay.
There's been nothing down here helpful in that regard that you recall or have discovered yet.
I pronounced that I should be the last one up so that everyone can help me up, and I will yell that loud enough so the people upstairs can hear me.
Okay. Upstairs team, you guys hear the call of Mandion and Gelden, and Syphax looks like he's somewhat ready.
I'll grab onto that rope and yank as hard as I can.
Okay. Waldwin, I would say you would have little issue making it up, so everyone is up there, except now for Mandion and Gelden. Who wants to assist pulling up Mandion and Gelden, the Iron Beast?
Alden will.
I will.
Okay, alright, very good. Ulzgud and Waldwin, you guys can roll strength independently. You guys can roll athletics independently, or one of you with advantage. It's up to you. Defer amongst yourselves.
Just that Ulzgud probably does it himself.
I'll do advantage.
Not my-
athletics.
Okay, alright, very good,
Oh,
very good. Waldwin going for a bit more of a supportive role in this endeavor.
I'll cheer him on.
Okay, very good. Mandion, I'll have you make a acrobatics check to try to dig into the sides of the cavern wall and assist the team
Oh,
Oh, nice.
in assisting you up. It goes pretty good. It's going pretty good. You can tell this rope is probably on its last, length with Mandy and Gelden. It's heavy. It's really pushing it. But you guys are able to get Mandy and Gelden just as you can hear the fraying of the rope really start to grow in intensity. And now you are all in the basement of Miss Grimwald's home.
yes.
I want to ask Skeezewell if he knows any kind of spell to close the hole in the floor or collapse the tunnel.
Well, Master Binbag,
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
If you know any spells that can close the hole in the floor or collapse the tunnel. Just-
Alright, hold on, I gotta be Skeezewell for a second.
Close the tunnel. I mean, we just got started in there. There's a whole different gravity in there. I mean, we'll make a fortune. We'll make this town a destination. We'll profit off it. We'll give them loans, and then even when they don't need the loans, and then we'll take the money from that when they don't want it, and then we'll own it all because they can't make money here. Only we'll make the money, and then we'll drive them all out. I think
Sure,
this is a
you-
golden opportunity to try and close up. We just got to come back.
I'm sure if you close the tunnel, we could reopen it when we return.
I don't have any spells that close it where you can then open it again.
Can I look around the room and see if there's something that I can use to block the hole?
you could flip the table over and use the top of the table as like a hatch, but that's hardly a it's really more of a patch job,
I want to do that and tell Log Lady that I think whatever was killing her rats was down in the hole and she needs to find something heavy to put on top of the table.
Oh dear, you don't think they'll be back?
I don't think so for a while, but it's probably best to close this up until we can return.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh dear.
Confidence. There we go.
Hey.
So, well, if you say so. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Skeezewell whispers to Waldwin, like he leans to him.
The old woman knows too much. We'll have to come back for that too.
Baldwin, Brolin is unsettled, but doesn't want to offend Skeezewell, so he nods in agreement.
Very good. Ah, so you guys begin ushering your way out of Miss Grimwald's basement.
I think so. It's time to leave.
The short rest can continue. It's been about 25 minutes for those of you hanging out in Short Rest Town, eagerly awaiting the sweet benefits of said short rest. You are, you guys are about halfway through reaching that juicy short rest criteria. The short rest will be continuing as you guys have to relocate. No problems there. What are you guys up to now? You guys are all 5 of you are all together. What's the play?
Before we leave, can I look towards the log lady and tell her, well, my friend here, Skeezewell, he did quite a lot of work down there to clean up your cavern. I think he's deserving of the payment. No need to pay me, but you don't want to get on his bad side. And I'll immediately turn my back and walk towards her exit.
Oh, I see. And pretty much at the front door at this time. Let me make a deception check, Mandion Gelden, or persuasion.
Deception or persuasion.
Either or. Ooh. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you again for all your help. And she kind of nods subtly in the direction of all of the party. And then she heads over toward Skeezewell, Binbag. Excuse me, sir. I heard you did a fine work keeping my rat babies safe. Please, may I?
I don't know if I'd call them babies, but...
Oh, well, children in their mother's eyes, you know what they say. Pray tell,
Yeah, mother's eyes. Listen, can we trust you to keep this closed? That's all I need to know.
You won't catch me opening it, wet those, whatever they were back in here. Most certainly not. But there is a matter of payment and reward, of course. From what I understand, you've done well. Do you have any silver?
Now, is that the case? Yes, I think it is indeed time for our ceremony of rewards.
I'm afraid there's not much I can offer you, but if you have any silver, I could take a look at any silver pieces you may have.
Do you mean like silver, like the currency?
Yes. Yeah. You assume she means that.
Skeezewell has a separate pouch for silver, which he takes out at this time.
Nice. You hand it to her, and she kind of cups it in both hands, and then opens both hands again, and all of your silver pieces have been turned to gold.
Damn.
Wow.
So you may convert those 34 silver pieces, Master Binbag, and add 34 gold pieces to your gold inventory at this time.
As the lady's hands unfold, Skeezewell's mind explodes into excitement. Skeezewell takes like a bit longer than you would expect to register the change. He just sort of stares directly at her hands for a while, but then like after 2 seconds he says,
"Oh, well, thank you. That's too kind. You shouldn't have."
and he puts them back in the silver pouch. All 34 pieces.
Okay.
And then he quickly turns to Mandion Gelden's here, right?
Yes. Yep. Everyone's here.
He quickly turns to Mandion Gelden and he stows it all away quite, quite normally, but quickly. And he says to Mandion,
I think we hit the jackpot. We'll have to mark this one on the map.
Manny Gelden will pull out his map and mark an X on Log Lady's house.
Very good. Very good.
I just want to say, too, are we doing this short rest thing here?
Yes, yep, the short rest will be continuing. You guys have to decide where you want to short rest. Perhaps back at the tavern or in some
'Cause we all have rooms,
somewhere.
right? Mandion bought us rooms.
That is true. That is true.
I'm in need of a rest after that exhausting wait in that dimension, that's for sure.
Yeah. Waldwin wants to suggest that we return back to the tavern.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, yeah. I mean, sounds alright to me. Unless anyone objects to such a notion, you guys begin, making your way along toward the tavern area. And it's only another 5 minutes or so before you are in the interior of the nice, warm, wooden space that is Arvel the Swift's tavern. There's the typical patrons that you assume to be here, which is not very many at all. And the sun is still, well, not very high in the sky anymore, but not quite setting. It's getting to about setting range. But the sun is still fully high in the sky, and there's a few more hours of daylight yet to burn. As such, perhaps, the tavern life isn't that, verbose at this time. Hard to say. You do take note of the large Argonian bouncer, known as Silver Gills, in the corner. Who kind of gives you all a nod as you file in one after another. And there are 2 other look like civilian men, looks like farmers of some kind potentially, that no one has seen at this time yet, who are sharing a table and drinks and conversing. And they kind of look in your direction, and anyone who returns their gaze, they quickly avert it and return back to their conversation. And you guys are back in the tavern, just like that.
Can I tell what time it is?
Fuck me. Make a survival check, I guess.
Survival, I guess.
Fucking, yeah, it's around dinner time. It's probably
Okay.
like 6-5, somewhere around there.
I would like to converse with the group and see if they have any plans or if there's any updates since I was down there. And I will. I would like to bring everyone up to the bar and ask Arvel if we can all get some dinner.
Oh, why my treat, young masters? What would everyone like?
Oh well, what do you have? I didn't know there'd be choices with the state of the town. I'm trying to say it calmly as to not offend him.
Well, truth be told, there isn't much, but Eric O'Connor did feel free to bring over a bit of his egg supply and the bacon ration he owed me. Something about getting his chickens back, so I assume that was you lot that I have to thank for that. So as a result, bacon's back on the menu.
Very good.
It's pretty much bacon, bread, and cheese. It's about the best I could whip up for you. I'm making a nice chowder for tomorrow, but it won't be ready quite yet.
Well, that'll be fine for now. And I will like to buy everyone some dinner if no one disagrees.
Okay, very good. Gold per mouth, pretty much.
Gold per mouth.
You
Okay.
guys can get a pretty healthy serving of your choice of bread, bacon, and cheese, and whatever arrangement, assortment, and pretty much you desire.
I'll hand over the gold. And I would like, I'll take a good, healthy portion of each.
Yeah, very good, very good. Oh, so, what'd you guys do, other than, talking to Eric? You guys speak to Logan? Arvel inquires.
Waldwin wants to tell him about the log lady's house and what we found underneath it, and ask if he knows anything about it.
Oh! Small dragon men underneath our village. You don't say. And he ponders about it, and he looks over in the corner, to Silvergills, who has stood up at this time, and is making his way over. And he makes his presence known. Clagone, this is a rather, what is it? Imposing figure. Pretty much as tall as Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, and pale of skin, with a hood that drawn over it, with horns that protrude out through the hood. Large armored individual, huge greatsword over his back. Scar. That must be the source of our problems around here. And then Arvel chimes up. Oh, what do you mean? Think about it. Dragon folk taking trinkets and such. That's why everything's gone missing around here and everyone's at each other's throats. Oh, well, I'm not so sure, says Arvel. You know, Arvel doesn't seem so positive, as seems to be slicing up and frying bacon at this time and getting out some bread. And Silvergills is pondering, seems pondering and pretty suspicious.
I'm gonna let Silvergills and Arvel know that we blocked the hole, but it needs a more permanent solution.
Understood. Maybe you can have those useless runts take a look at it, Arvel. Oh, come on now. Arvel retorts as he continues getting 5 plates of dank food ready for all party members, which is displayed before all of you at the price of 5 gold pieces, Mandion Gelden, if you haven't coughed them up already. And as well as some water skins on the house as well for some sweet refreshment. And the food is serviceable for all, you know, not too bad at all. For what it is and where you are, it is it's interesting to have a meal with compatriots and comrades again, after having for many of you quite few tumultuous last few days.
And I will munch it down eagerly.
Waldwin would like to tell Mandion thank you and eat his plate of food.
Oh. And he'll say, "Oh, of course."
Very good. It's at this moment that Arvel kind of leans in towards you, Master Gelden. He's like, "Oh, I appreciate what you've been doing for us, of course, lads, but I have a bit of a personal request," and he can keeping his voice down, a bit lower.
I'll look up at Arvel, bacon hanging out of my mouth, say, "Oh, what's that?"
His red eyes meet you, with a bit of a grin. Oh, well. You see, I lost something quite dear to me recently, and I was wondering if perhaps you guys came across it, or have seen it. It's my
Is that necklace Logan's looking for? Because I didn't find that either.
Oh, no, I'm afraid I lost my favorite bottle of booze. Not sure when, but the other day I checked its hidden location and I found it missing. Now, I don't want to accuse anyone. Well, I was just, curious if perhaps you stumbled across anything like that.
I quickly pat down myself and say, "Oh, No, I haven't seen anything like that. Arvel. Sorry to say. Where was your hiding space?
Arvel kind of solemnly nods, and there's a kind of like lean up over the bar, and Arvel stamps down on a plank in the floorboard that was loosened, and opens up, a small compartment with another fine-looking bottle or two underneath there. He's like, "Oh, my private stash," and there is there's a few different slots in there, and one of them is notably absent from the rest, which are full.
I immediately look back to the corner and I say, "What about that scaled fellow? You don't think he would have taken it from you?"
Oh no, he doesn't drink. Oh no.
Could be quite profitable though, couldn't it be?
Oh yeah, it could be, but it's hard pressed. I don't know who the hell you'd sell it to. The only people who'd even be able to afford to buy it, who's been around here lately, would be Krieg and his men. But they wouldn't be buying anything stolen from me. And Silvergills wouldn't want to be dealing with them anyhow.
So, who does that leave in your eyes?
Or, well, truth be told, I'm hard pressed to point the finger at any of the people of the village. We all known each other, and though there's a lot of tension, no one's really the sneaky sort. I don't know. I hate to admit that maybe Silvergills is right, but perhaps those creatures gone and stolen some things. Seems to me that kind of plausible, actually.
I will put down my fork and knife. And I'll take out my map, and I'll put next to the X on the map to look for Arvel's bottle of booze if we ever go back.
Okay.
I'll tell Arvel that I can't promise we'll make it back there soon, but if we ever find our way down there, I'll certainly take a look at the creature's lair for him.
Or what? You guys are leaving?
I say I can't know yet, but I certainly can't do it tonight. I need some rest.
Of course. Well, I only have 4 rooms, I'm afraid, which you've already fully rented. Sorry, Master Clagone, your room's been rented out.
Oh, I can go with Ulzgud.
Oh, perhaps so. There's always a spare bed.
Hal, when he says we need a spare.
Well, with that being said, and a bit of a blush comes over Arvel's face. And there is
Thank you, Marvin.
It's an odd moment indeed. I was like, okay, well, let me know if anyone wants any drinks. If I could be of any help. And please enjoy, lads. And Arvel steps away and goes about cleaning dishes and etc. so on, leaving you guys to your meals and whatever various discussions are being had amongst the 5 of you.
Goblin wants to ask Mandion if he can inspect the items that he found in the chest.
I will open my bag of holding and take out the hat first, putting it atop Waldwin's head.
Oh.
And I will take out I'll just take out everything and lay it on top of the bar table, apologizing to Arvel for making a mess.
Oh, well, no problem. Just as long as it's nothing that's going to explode.
I wink at Arvel and I say, try my best.
Yeah.
Waldwin is really interested in the hat and the bag of marbles.
Okay.
He wants to closely inspect those.
I will go ahead and add the strange hat in the handout section for Waldwin and Mandion Gelden to see, since you guys are checking it out.
Nice.
Anyone else checking out any of the various bobs that Mandion Gelden has strewn about the table? Ooh, something.
Yeah.
Master Bone-Breaker.
I was interested in the jewelry more.
Yes. Something that takes your eye rather interestingly are these two sets of, jewelry of some kind or some type of ornate little statuettes. It's not very clear to you. They are in the shape of beetles. There's two of these things, and they almost mirror each other, almost like they would fit together in some way, like two pieces of one continuous thing. And they're made out of glass with these metal reinforcement, and they're made to look like these scarabs. And one is green and one is red. And they look quite fine. And make a investigation check, Master Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, if you'd like to potentially know more about these strange little doodads. Ooh, hey, not too bad. These pair of glass beetles, it is not glass like you and I would understand glass to be. This is more of a hardened glass, like elven glass that you would use to forge that of a sword or some kind of that, right? This is a very similar material. And it definitely strikes you that these glass beetles have some type of magical property as they hum with energy in the palms of your hands. Master Waldwin, you're checking out the pouch of beads, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, very good. You may make a investigation check. Check out the beads. They're like these little pliable, squishy marbles. You've never seen anything like these before. There's 4 of them that look quite similar, and they're brown and earthy. And there's one that almost looks like a droplet of water, a spherical droplet of water that you can hold in between your fingers, and the light reflects through it rather beautifully. But you... Yes.
Waldwin is really interested in the beads and asks Mandion if he can hold on to the beads and the hat.
Okay.
I will accept as long as he tells me what he learns about it.
Waldwin agrees to tell him anything that he learns about both the items.
Okay.
Excellent. We have a contract.
All right, and you are holding on to the items, Waldwin?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So be it. So be it. It is known. Anyone else checking out anything? There are 4 beautiful javelins.
I would like to check out those javelins.
Yes.
Ooh. Clagone will want to inspect these javelins.
There's enough for everyone to inspect them, at the same time, potentially.
I'll pass them around and we can check them out.
Okay. There's 3 javelins.
I just want to mention too. Are we still eating food at this point?
Yeah. Yep. You guys.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. You guys are like eating and like talking and checking out. All these goodies and just this big general revelry. Time.
Nice. Skeezewell has the bird out. The bird's clucking and chirping on the table. And Skeezewell is just really invested in this food. He's not even seeing these javelins. Like, he's glancing over, but he's got his fork and the bird's eating.
Clagone, you could see as Skeezewell lifts up his tricorn hat and delivers a small chick upon the table, and you feel Jebediah crawl up out of the collar of your shirt, and ears pointed up. Jebediah seems pretty fixated on the small chicken creature.
I will let Jebediah out, but keep a close eye in case.
You unleash Jebediah, and she flies into the air. The small chicken cowers like beneath the dish, of of Skeezewell Binbag's silverware as the bat, just kind of flutters up in the air in no distinct manner whatsoever, just fluttering and making racket as Jebediah do. As you now, Clagone, are past one of these finer looking javelins, looks to you to be a steel javelin of some kind. Make an investigation check to glean more. Ooh. Yep, looks like a steel-headed javelin, all right. And you can make out what looks to be the visage of a lightning bolt carved into the side of it, rather finely. And that seems to be fine craftsmanship. And you can feel a slight buzzing as you're holding this this item in both your hands. But other than that, it's hard to glean much information from it. Quick public service announcement, since we have a lot of new players here, and I don't think we've touched upon how magical items necessarily work, so I'd like to go ahead and just do that briefly before any more time is spent.
Where is that at?
There's only so many details you can glean from, like observing an object, for its surface, parameters and etc. There are rules in here about magical items and identifying them in particular. So how it works is, right now, at this time, some magical items might be a bit more simple, right? And you can learn them perhaps by accident by doing them. Others will, require specific, certain command words, or, every magical item's different. So you guys could spend, as the rules are, an hour, a short rest amount of time, any time, during a short rest, and spend that time devoted to learning the properties of said item. Whether it be the hats, or the javelins, or the beads, or the whatever, you have to spend a short rest exclusively, with that item rather intently. Other than that, you could cast the Identify spell, if anyone has the Identify spell, to identify these items rather quickly. Other than that, though, those are the two avenues for, successful magical item identification. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a time-consuming process, but not too terrible.
Is Waldwin aware of what time it is?
Yes, yeah. It's about 4, 5, 6-ish in the afternoon. So there's plenty of daylight to burn.
He wants to spend the hour investigating the beads.
Okay. All right. Good. In 15 minutes, we're going to be finishing up our first short rest. So I'd like to cleanly get that done, and then we can proceed on to the to what's next. Waldwin, technically you didn't participate in the first short rest, so I'm not going to hold you to that. So we can start your timer now specifically. And you as well, Mandion and Gelden, if you had something you wanted to get done, because since you weren't participating in the short rest per se with everyone else, you can get started on that now, and you guys can finish, whatever, 20 minutes before everyone else.
Okay.
Which, won't make too much of a difference, but, you can get started now. Might make a difference, who can say?
I will.
Okay, so, Waldwin, what are you spending your hour thinking about? The beads?
Yeah, the bead.
Okay. Spend your hour with the beads. Master Gelden, have you decided what you'd like to spend your hour doing?
Yeah, I want to take a look at a sun and a lightning javelin.
Oh, okay, both. I'll allow both, since they're not too, intense of items, right,
Right, yeah. Yeah, I want to see what's up with them.
Okay.
I'll leave the other two if other people want to take a look at them, so.
Okay.
I know there's the two other lightning javelins, so.
Yes, yep. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? All right, well, let's see. That's it. Now we're to the short rest team. So short rest team. Another 15 minutes go by. Is anyone doing any talk? Any conversations between party members occurring here? And is there just figured now's definitely the time for any conversing. Most certainly.
During this time, Ulzgud would like to just let the rest of the party members know of the news of the note from his master. I believe some down in the dwellings didn't hear of that.
Your master. Do you feel? Did he say you need to come alone, or?
Not at all. In fact, it was encouraged to bring friends.
Maybe we should set out in the morning.
Well, we were
That is
thinking
my
about heading
intention.
out that way anyway.
Perfect.
We can go in the morning. We might have to leave Arvel's liquor behind. I look at Arvel, hoping he didn't hear me.
He's either pretending not to hear you, or or is focused on work.
Good. I'll be right there with you, Ulzgud. We can set out in the morning. And I would like to ask Arvel if he knows if we can get any transportation, such as horses or carts or anything like that around here.
I'm afraid the last horses left on that caravan a few days ago, and they won't be due back for another few days. You could wait for them, but who knows what state they'd be in, or even if they're coming back. But I asked them to come back for the rest of us, so I really hope so. That's my ticket out of here.
Well, maybe we can find some poor bandits or something that we can raid for their horses on the way.
Could
To help
be.
you at the same time, I suppose.
Garble kind of nods and gets back to his various dish work and etc. Alright, and at this point, the short rest is over. Anyone who was participating in that first short rest for the goal of spending hit dice may do so now. Your short rest successfully accomplished. And another short rest potentially beginning. For those of you interested in trying to learn the properties of these potentially magical items, if any.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll look at those glasses. Those beetles.
Okay, yes, very good. The Beatles. Okay, excellent, fantastic, if you ask me. Just jotting down our time. Ulzgud with Beatles. Alright. That's good.
That was a juicy hit die.
Yeah. Hey, Mazel Tov there, my friend. Well done. Ulzgud hit die breaker. Alright. Anyone else? Magical items. Identification. Another short rest. Master Binbag, Master Clagone. What are you guys up to, if anything? In that regard.
Alright, so let's hear some Skeezewell flavor text. Skeezewell. So Jebediah is like swarming around, right? This chick is scared. Skeezewell casts Prestidigitation, which is just like a basic spell. You can create like illusions. Skeezewell is creating like little sparks and almost little fireworks around the bird, almost like in his offhand. He's like, he's like trying to keep the bat away with little sparks and illusions. But also with Prestidigitation, Skeezewell can flavor his food. So he sort of apparates this like ethereal salt shaker, which pours out this magic spice onto his bacon and cheese. And he like flavors his stuff like that and eats it, and it's good. And Yeah, that's just what Skeezewell's up to. And then obviously he got the health from his rest. Skeezewell's kind of to himself right now. Like he's acknowledging, but like doing his thing.
Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, you guys can deduct your hit dice as you successfully use them. Hell yes. Actually, technically, I think just about everyone except for Clagone gets hit dice for free, since this is your second meals of the day. I don't remember if that... Well, now I have to double check my own fucking goddamn rules. That's what happens when I have so many.
My God. What the?
Yeah, yep. You can cash in on that extra hit dice tonight when using a long rest. If this is your second meal of the day, for a lot of you it is.
Nice.
So not the hit dice I used, I should still
Yes, yeah,
take from my counter.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, correct. Correctamundo.
Received.
Let's see, and with that, you guys are finishing up your meals, and that was about the end of the first short rest, and now we're beginning the second one. For those of you who are doing it, if not, then just kind of a lounge atmosphere, and if you guys want, the hour can just go by. Whatever, if you guys are conversing anymore in that time, now, again, now's the time for it. Other than that,
Waldwin is really focused on the beads.
yeah, other than that, you're pretty much pouring your energy into experimenting and thinking about these items.
I'm sorry, I just want to say real quick. So I've got like an hour now. Skeezewell wants to go up to the room, if he may, and
Sure.
he wants to work on he's got the unfinished scrimshaw knife. Skeezewell wants to just take this hour and really get down to business.
Okay.
And I'd like to see how much percentage I can get off of that.
Very good. I'll have you make a survival check, my good man. And you're just going to work on that for the whole hour?
Yes.
Okay. I will go ahead and add some percentage completion here in that regard. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Get it to about the 45% over the course of the hour, keeping yourself secluded in your room and thinking about what's to come. In this hour interval, let's see, Waldwin, with your beads, you have deduced that these beads are in fact magical. Let's see here, I will give you some details. These are beads of nourishment and beads of refreshment. Specifically, you have 4 beads of nourishment and 1 bead of refreshment.
Like what they do, or
You surmise them to be able to give, basically it's a full day's worth of food in like a small pellet and ball, and the bead of refreshment is likewise that, but for water. So these are basically kind of like survival rations. You
Okay.
deduce. Fairly interesting. Not the most exciting, but hey, not too
Right.
bad.
is Mandion still right next to me?
Yes.
I will tell him what I've learned about the beads.
Ah, very good. Mandion Gelden, you are finishing up just now, surmising what you think about the 2 javelins, and you believe it just to be a lightning and fire javelin, respectively, enchanted with a bit of lightning and fire energy, and it should just pack a nice punch at whatever they're thrown at of that respective element.
Ooh, very nice.
They
Very nice.
they don't require attunement to use. Same thing with the beads of nourishment and refreshment. Anyone can just use them, and they will work.
Right.
You surmised if you just threw the lightning javelin at whatever before you, figured out what it did, it would still do whatever it, is going to do.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Clagone, is there anything that you wanted to do during this hour? Any specific item that you were checking out?
I mean, I guess I can still check out the javelins. There's
Sure.
really not much else.
There is that fur hat, but I think Waldwin, you have that, don't you? You took that for yourself, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
Okay, very good, very good. Then yeah, that's yours. At least for right this second. Yeah.
I mean, I could pray again.
You could pray. Hey,
It's usually my go-to.
praying is good. Praying is good. Yeah, it's up to you. You can make a religion check if you want to.
I'll make a prayer to Giuliano, see what big guy's doing right now.
Pray to your divine Julianos, the patron of logic.
Amen to that, brother.
A bit distant at this time. It's hard with the atmosphere of being surrounded by friends. You know, you're living in the moment, and you find it difficult to concentrate necessarily terribly at this time. And your prayers are a bit, distant and muddled. You may be a little rusty in praying, it seems.
It's been a while.
Let's see, so another 15 minutes or so goodbye, and Ulzgud Bone-Breaker, you have finished checking out your sweet glass beetles. 1 green, 1 red. And you have determined them to be sending stones. Pretty badass. Sending stones allow you to cast the sending spell to whatever user has one of the beetles. Yeah, so long as you have a beetle and give it to someone else, you will be able to cast sending between one another. The spell sending is thusly. It's a 3rd level evocation spell, so, it's not a paltry spell by any measure. It's pretty much, you can contact any creature you're familiar with, in this case, whoever possesses the other glass beetle. And you may utter a short message of 25 words or less to that creature with which you are familiar. The creature hears you in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a manner immediately. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any distance, and even to other planes of existence. But if the target is on a plane different than you, there's a 5% chance that the message does not arrive. So, with that being known, these rather cute glass beetles are, pretty much cell phones, basically.
Okay.
And you are all the happier to have them. And with that, gentlemen, the sun begins to set on the gray shore, and the darkness of the sky begins to swell. The stars are less visible tonight due to the ever-increasing overcast of the gray skies. And that is where we will end our session tonight.
And we set off for new adventures in the morning.
Seemingly so. Thank you, everyone,
Seemingly so.
for attending yet another session.
Thank you.